Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Kayla, and in today's video I'm giving myself a full mommy makeover. I'm talking about hair, makeup, you know, a little outfit, the whole shebang. We getting into it. So if you want to see how I made myself look like, you know, a baddie for a few hours while I'm on quarantine, then keep on watching. So we're going to go ahead and start off with hair first. This is the unit that I'm going to be installing today. I did construct and make this unit. All of the hair is from Wiggins hair, and it's 4 bundles of their Brazilian body wave texture. I have 2 bundles of 22-inch, 1 bundle of 20-inch, and 1 18-inch bundle with a 16-inch closure. And the closure is their 13 by 6-inch frontal. Not closure, I meant frontal. Yeah, so this is what the hair looks like. And this part is going to be fast forwarded just because this isn't like a tutorial of how I lay my wigs. I just wanted to include this part in the overall transformation. So let's go ahead and get into it. we got our hair done. Now we're going to go ahead and start with our makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and prep my face first. I'm going to start with the Pond's Dry Skin Cream. I love this stuff. I just recently started using this, and I really love the way my makeup sits after I apply it to the face. So I'm only going to apply a little bit just because I do have oily skin. But for whatever reason, this product really makes my pores smaller. Like, I'm not sure what it is, but it makes my skin feel very smooth, and it just helps my makeup to really apply better to the skin. So I'm just adding that all over. Next, I'm going to go ahead and prep my skin with the Fenty Beauty Mattifying Primer. You guys know I love this stuff, and before I used to use Milk of Magnesia. Of course, you could use that as well. I swear by that also. Like, my makeup used to last all day while using that. But since finding this product, I really love it. It keeps my makeup from getting oily, and it helps my makeup to last all day. So I'm just applying that to wherever I get oily. And the reason why I'm prepping my skin first before doing my eyeshadow is because I really want the products to soak in and set into the skin before I apply my face makeup. So just allowing that to set in. And now we can go ahead and move on to the eyes. So I'm going to prep my eyelids. I know I keep saying prep, but prep is the key to having flawless makeup. So skin prep, eye prep, all that stuff. You gotta be prepped. So I'm starting with my P. Louise Rumor Base in the shade 4. So I'm going to apply that all over the lid. I'm just taking a little bit on the back of my hand. And this is what the shade looks like. So it's not like, you know, too dark, but it's not too light also. It's maybe like 1 or 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. And I love this base primarily because of the color payoff. Now, of course, if you wanted more of a muted color, you could go ahead and set the base with like a powder or something like that. But if you want maximum color payoff with this product, you want to make sure that the base is actually wet. So I'm taking this flat P. Louise shader brush, and I'm dipping into the product, and then I'm going to pat that all over the lid. So the eyes are done, and now it's time to go in with our eyeshadows. So the palette I'm going to be using, do not judge me, this palette is dirty, but I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. This is her volume 1 palette. I do have to go out and get the second volume because I like the colors in that palette as well. But this is the palette I have on hand, and if you have not seen it, I'm sure you have because it's been all over. This is what the palette looks like, super pretty. So we're going to do like a soft brown cut crease, not a sharp cut crease, but like a soft cut crease. You'll see what I mean in a second. So out of this palette, we are gonna go in with, let's see, shade Butter, which is this shade right here. And we're gonna use that as a transition shade. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and begin deepening up the crease. So I'm going to take the shade Pookie? Yeah, Pookie, which is this pretty warm brown shade right here, and I'm going to begin deepening up the crease. I can't believe I'm doing this eyeshadow look from one palette. I have a bad habit of using like multiple palettes to create one look, but I want to start, you know, using one palette when I do these tutorials, because not everyone may have access to multiple different palettes or necessarily wants to use multiple different palettes when creating the look. So it just makes sense for me to create these different makeup looks using one palette. All right, it's getting there, it's getting there. We are trusting the process. So now I'm going to go back in with the shade Pookie and just lightly blend out any harsh lines. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do in the crease. I want to keep this look kind of soft. So now we are going to go ahead and put a color in the inner corner. So I'm going to use this nude shade. It's called Silk Cream, and it's this shade right here. And we're going to pop that into the inner corner of our eye. Now, as I mentioned before, I do have hooded lids, so I want to make sure that I apply this lighter color slightly above the crease to give me that cut crease effect. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and go back into the shade Mocha, which was that dark brown shade, and we're gonna blend out the edges of that silk cream color that we put in the inner corner. So I think I want to deepen up the crease just a little bit more. So in the outer corner, we are going to go in with the shade Central Park, which is this color right here. And we're going to pop that on the outer corner and slightly into the crease just to deepen it a little bit more. So now we're going to take the same taper brush that we used for Mocha, and we are going to begin to blend out the shade Central Park, again being light-handed, because we don't want to move the color, we just want to diffuse it, just like this. So we're just patting and lightly swiping, patting and lightly swiping. When you go in too rigorous, that's when you begin to move the product, and then that's when things begin to look muddy. So we want to make sure we're blending the product without actually moving the product, if that makes sense. Pretty. So we are going to begin drawing our line, and I'm not going to talk while doing this because I can't. So yeah. Okay, so that is it for the eyes right now. Very soft and pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and pop on some lashes, and then I will come back and we will do the rest of the face. All right, so I went ahead and popped on my lashes. These lashes are from Lash Bar Cosmetics on Instagram in the style Chanel. They are wispy mink lashes, and I think they just add a touch of flirtiness to this look. So if you're interested in purchasing these lashes, or you want to see what else Lash Bar has to offer, I'll make sure to link the lashes as well as the company down below in the description. So we'll go ahead and get started on our complexion products. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Chai. And I'm just gonna add 2 pumps onto the face. I know 2 pumps is a lot, but I like full coverage. Let me go ahead and take this scarf off, because trying to blend that around my scarf is going to be an issue. And then, so to blend out my foundation, I'm going to take this Beaky brush. Again, this is from Amazon, and I'm just going to begin blending this out. So now that all of that is blended, we are going to go ahead and conceal and contour. So to do that, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation sticks in the shade Cocoa and Almond. And the key to contouring and concealing your face is to do it according to your face shape. So I had a bad habit of bringing my concealer all the way out, and that didn't work too well for my face shape because I have a very round face. So all that was doing was making my face look even wider. So now I've begun to conceal my eyes only to the tip of my my eyebrow, not bringing it too far out, and that gives me more of a sculpted and lifted look. So you know, when you're following these tutorials on YouTube or Instagram, you always want to tailor it to your face shape. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Cocoa, which is my contour shade, and just apply that along the jawline. You want that nice and sculpted around the chin, underneath my bottom lip, the cheek, and the forehead. Now I'm going to take this Real Techniques brush, their 402 concealer brush, and I'm just going to begin blending all of this out. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend out my contour with an angled brush. I'm just going to be using this angled brush here. This is also from Amazon. And then I'm just going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to blend all of that product out. Make sure everything blends in seamlessly. Alright, so now that I have my concealer blended out and my contour blended as well, I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer. So I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer in the shade Banana. And I'm just going to take this Velvet Real Technique sponge. I picked this up at Target. If you watched my last makeup video featuring Makeup Obsession, I'll go ahead and link that. I talked about this particular Real Technique sponge and how great it is for powder. So that's what I'm going to be using today to go ahead and set my face. Now, before I go ahead and bronze my face, I am going to go ahead and set the rest of my face. So basically everywhere else that I did not set with this banana powder, I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter setting powder in the shade Nutmeg. This is the smaller size. And I'm just going to dust that all over my face. Now that I went ahead and set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using my favorite bronzer ever. I love this bronzer so much. It's from Fenty Beauty also, and it's the shade Cocoa Naughty. You guys see me use this a million times, maybe not a million times. You would see me use it a million times if you follow me on Instagram, so make sure you go ahead and do that. But this is what the color looks like. And this is their Instant Warmth Bronzer. So I'm going to be taking this on an angled brush. This is from BH Cosmetics. It's their number 5 brush. And I'm just going to be dipping into the pan and contouring my face. Well, not essentially contouring, but going over the areas that I've contoured. And now I'm gonna dust off the excess powder everywhere but underneath the eyes, because we do have to finish up the eye look. So I'm just gonna take a large fluffy brush and dust away the excess powder on my chin, my forehead, and down the bridge of my nose. To finish up the eye look, I'm going to be taking this NYX eyeliner in the shade Noir or Black, and I'm going to line my waterline halfway. We're gonna go in with the shade Chip, and that was just that dark, that warmer brown shade, and we're just gonna drag that along the lower lash line. Now I'm going to be adding some mascara to my top and bottom lashes. This is from L'Oreal, and it's just their voluminous mascara in the shade Black. So all I'm going to do now is take that large fluffy brush and dust off the excess powder that we have left. So now that I went ahead and dust off that excess powder, I'm going to go ahead and contour the sides of my nose. I'm going to be using the same Cocoa Naughty shade from Fenty Beauty, and I'm just going to be taking a tapered blending brush to blend that on the sides of my nose. Now to really go ahead and cinch our nose in and also reduce the appearance of that contour line we just placed, I'm going to take a little bit of my setting powder and that same sponge, and I'm just going to bake that on the sides of my nose. So to go ahead and highlight my face while we're setting our nose here, I'm going to be taking my favorite highlighter, or one of my favorite highlighters. It's from ColourPop and it's in the shade Pose, and this is from the Makeup Shayla collection that she dropped with ColourPop, and it's just a pretty copper shimmery color. So I'm going to take that on a Morphe M510 brush. I love using this brush for highlight. And I'm just going to apply that to the tops of my cheekbones, my forehead, bridge of my nose, chin, everywhere basically. Now for blush, I'm going to be using my favorite blush palette. Of course, it's from Juvia's Of course, it is from Juvia's Place. Don't mind it, it is dirty, but it is the Saharan Blush Volume 1 palette. And I'm going to be taking my favorite shade, Neo. It's the shade at the top in the middle. And it's just a warm burgundy color. If you can't tell already, I just love using warm colors on my face. I just think it looks so pretty. So I'm going to be taking this blush brush from P. Louise, and you don't need a lot of this because it is pigmented, and I'm just going to brush that right onto the cheeks and upward. Alright, so I'm going to dust off this excess powder that's been sitting on my nose. Then I'm also going to bake underneath the jawline here. I love it. I love a good beat and I love a good unit, okay? That should be my tagline. So I'm going to take that same fluffy brush that we used before to blend out all the excess powder, and I'm just going to do the same with the powder we just added. So for my lip products today, I'm going to be using these three here. I'm going to be using the Chestnut Lip Liner, my holy grail, my favorite lip liner ever. This is from MAC. And then I'm going to be using this nude lipstick, which is also one of my favorites. It's from ColourPop in the shade Quickie. This is also from Makeup Shayla's collection. And then I'm going to go ahead and top that off with one of my favorite drugstore glosses ever, probably. It's this nude butter gloss from NYX in the shade Fortune Cookie. So let me go get cute real quick, and I'm going to be using my Makeup Obsession Dewy Fix Setting Spray, and I laugh because, you know, I gave this a low score during my last makeup tutorial, which was a review of these products. But I mean, it started to grow on me. I really like it now, so I'm going to go ahead and spray my face. Can take out our hair. Yes. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make myself over and just spruce myself up a little bit. As moms, we work hard, and it's always important to make sure we take care of ourselves first, you know, every once in a while, even though sometimes we come last. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I love the way the makeup and the hair all came together. So if you have not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you go ahead and do that. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on what you think of this hair and this makeup look. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.